In an effort to keep up with my hope of making our road trip to Pennsylvania an animal adventure road trip, we were able to very quickly last minute schedule a little video and tour with what I think is one of the coolest reptile stores I've ever seen, Reptile Rapture. Hey everyone, we're here at what I think is probably Wisconsin's coolest reptile store and rescue facility, Reptile Rapture. So, how long have you been doing this?
The store itself has been 13 years.
13 years? Okay, so this store, or you just recently moved to this one?
This store has been 6 years.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we moved here 6 years ago.
That's cool. And so you have an actual, like, retail, like, with animals coming in and stuff that you're doing as well as the actual reptile rescue.
Yep. And a reptile rescue was actually, we were building it on that side, but with COVID, expansion slowed down a little, so it's supposed to have been done last year. So now we have rescues pretty much just
Scattered
all over throughout. We have them in a quarantine room, we have them in my breeding room, we have them everywhere.
So I was gonna say, with quarantine and with COVID and everything going like that, did rescues, did they change anything? Like, everyone kind of got pets a lot last year, and now the stuff's kind of going back to normal. They're realizing they don't have as much time as they did before. Like, I see it with a lot of dogs right now. Is that happening with, like, did you get like an influx of rescues coming in? I know rescues kind of come in all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of just come in all the time. It's usually not so much. We have sold a lot. I mean, when you walk through here, a lot of cages are empty. I'm trying to hatch out as much as I can, but yeah, we've sold a lot, but it's still a regular, just steady pace. Nothing's really changed. We haven't gotten more.
That's probably a good thing, honestly.
Yeah,
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it hasn't been any more than usual. I got my super dwarfs.
Ooh, those are fun.
These I brought in, imported.
Okay,
I
was about to ask.
Open the store.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is like,
Just keep doing your thing. I'm sorry.
these are like my original ones I brought in years ago, way before I opened my store. So this is the pair I brought in, and then these are the pair. This is why I like to bring in stuff myself. So this is the pair that I want to make sure I got it right. Don't mix them up. Yeah, this is the pair I brought in, and they're older than this pair, and yet still smaller.
Do you know the locale?
And they're supposed to be from the same locale. I want you to step over.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Over there.
I had a super dwarf. I'm aware of what they can do.
Yeah. They're friendly. I just need to hook them out first.
That's.
Come on, darling.
As soon as they, it takes them a second to.
Come here.
See, they're not used to him, but they're used to me. I can just go in there and mess with them.
Oh, stop bragging. So yeah. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. It's okay. Look at that sheen on them. They got a nice iridescence to them.
Yep, I love those super dwarfs.
They're not as, I mean, they calm down pretty nice, but they're nothing like the big ones.
No, they're not.
Oh, no, I'm gonna see.
Let's
See
see.
next to the front here, because usually they'll just grab the glass right away. All right. Oh, there you are. It's just a little guy.
Oh,
This is the male.
but no, that's the. I love the rings. They're so cool.
Oh, I know. My pair that I had were so laid back, and I just haven't had time to work with these. I've been raising them up, but I haven't been able to take them out as much. I think the ones I mess with the most are probably my bull snakes, because they just need so much cleaning.
Yeah, they do.
Let's see. Where's the female over here?
These guys are so cool.
Oh, you're in a deep blue. All right.
I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Now the female's twice the size of this one.
Oh wow, is she starting to darken up?
Yeah.
Oh, I see her face.
Yeah, she's in a deep blue right now, but I just love that color. Love that color.
Wish they held on to it. But they do look really cool as adults.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I got a lot of.
No one ever breeds Savies. That's why I was.
I got a lot of crap over it. Everybody was saying that it was bullshit. You didn't produce them. You brought in a wild caught female and stuff. Luckily, when they bred, because a lot of times I'm putting rescues in here, all my stuff is out front so I can make room for the big iguanas. We videotaped it. It was a customer came over, an employee, like, hey, your Savvies are going at it. So I videotaped it and I posted it on Instagram, and I was able to back it up saying, see, these guys are breeding right here. And then the next thing we knew, she laid eggs, we hatched out the baby, and then nobody even cared about the baby Savvy. All they cared about was, did the female live? Apparently, what happens is the females die when they have babies, when they lay their eggs.
That sounds like we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
That not for a monitor like that. No, we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, so they say that they die when and I posted up a video on my diet that I feed them and how we keep them, and everybody's like, you can't do that. They live on a diet of just bugs, because we'll give them chicks. We give them roaches, we give them crickets, we'll give them stuff to chase around with. Crickets aren't much to them, but they love dubia roaches. And we'll give them chicks. Once in a while, we'll give them some frozen rodents. They love hard-boiled eggs. We give them a variety, although we let ours walk around too. They're friendly. All three of them are friendly, and they can roam around in here and stuff. But
I mean, you're not just pumping them with rats. Like chicks
No.
are really lean.
There's nothing to chicks and ducklings. Yeah, but they said no, that's not what they eat out in the wild and all this stuff. And now we have a lot of hunters here, and in the season we get people that give us venison for us, and then sometimes I'll give some to them, but that's like just a treat once in a great while.
Yeah.
This is Neptune, a red tegu that we took in the other day. He's really healthy, he's good, but this is the kind of stuff we get most of the time is iguanas, bearded dragons, tegus. Fortunately, the people who brought this little guy in was really good with them. They understood that they were too busy, their lifestyle was too busy, and they brought it back to us just because they own another business and work other stuff too. So we got him while he was good and healthy. Most of the time that doesn't happen. Usually we get him in, there's always something wrong with him.
Yeah, that's the scary, hard, dark side of the rescue, which is you see a lot of stuff that is just breaks your heart.
Yeah. We see a lot of that, spine deformities, all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lack of calcium, lack of vitamins.
Just lack of hydration, I bet too.
Lack of hydration, or just poor houses. Once in a while, when we first get them in, like a lot of stuff, when we get stuff in, it doesn't even go up for sale for a while until it's eating and stuff, and just throw them in quarantine and make sure they don't have anything on them or anything. Then they get so used to us being here for so long and us going in and out, interacting with them, they just notice that with a lot of animals. I always say it in my videos, whenever you're getting like an iguana or a monitor or something, put it in the room where most of the activity is.
Yep.
Because so they get used to seeing you and being around you. Don't stick them in a room where you only go in there to sleep or something. You open up the door, then you scare the heck out of them. They're freaking out, like, oh, just magically appear.
Yep.
So our animals, our iguanas, when we have baby iguanas in here, it gets to the point where we're opening enclosures and they come down when they see us feeding in the dishes and start eating right from our hands. And it only takes about 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks.
Yep.
Because we have, especially on the weekends. In the weekends, we have over 200, 300 people in here on the weekend, just each day. And then during the week, we average. I thought it was around 100. My wife says it's more than that, but so the animals get used to it. They're like, oh, these people aren't any threat, so what am I running for?
Yep. I was like that. There's kind of like gradual habituation of just getting used to people.
Yep.
Not like the throw open, grab them, pull them out.
Yep. Best way to tame an iguana is just let them come to you. You never go in and grab them. You always just let them get used to you going in there, and then they see you feeding, and then they'll start coming over to you, and they'll start eating out of your hand. Next thing you know, they're gonna jump on you, and they'll start hanging. You can start feeding them on your shoulders, and they'll trust you. If you go in and you grab them, then they're never gonna trust you. They're always gonna freak out because you're coming in and grabbing them.
Yep.
I did a whole YouTube video on that, like I think 2 years ago or something, 2-3 years ago on that. Some animals that I've had easily a couple years in quarantine just because they come in that bad.
Like Kit Kat.
Yeah, like Kit Kat. But yeah, sometimes they got to be in there longer. They come in covered in mites. I don't want that stuff coming out on the floor. They come in with respiratory, so I got to constantly do injections and just, you know, they'll stay back there. Like I breed white-lipped pythons, and I like captive bred, but when it comes to white-lipped pythons, I just want to make sure nothing's been crossed with it or anything. So I like to get mine as babies imported in. So I'll keep them back there for at least a year to 2 years before I put them in my breeding room.
That's the right way to do it.
And they never go in my breeding room under a year. That's guaranteed.
That's awesome.
So I just want, well, they're a wild caught, but I just want to make sure, you know, I'm not passing anything in.
Yeah, they're not like furry ones. They don't show it all the time. They can have stuff for months before you'll ever even get like an inkling that something might be off.
Yeah.
And you also get in animals from kind of all over too. It's not just like the Madison, Milwaukee area, or even Chicagoland. It's all over.
Oh, our animals, we have a bearded dragon coming from Texas today. And then we get I got a chameleon from Arizona not that long ago. We get a lot of stuff from the East Coast, Pennsylvania area. Down in Georgia, all over. They ship them to us.
I mean, it's like you said before, like better than just, you know, letting them out.
Yeah,
So it's really cool that they're doing that, at least, that they have somebody who can actually take care of them when they bring them in.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if there's something wrong with it or not. I mean, bring it to us. Like I was saying earlier, I got a Tegu that's sitting at the UW vet. You know, somebody dropped it off. They said nothing's wrong with it. He's a good little guy and stuff, and we put him in there and couldn't get him to eat. They told us what he was eating. We couldn't get him to eat anything. Couldn't get him to drink. And when he finally drank, he just threw up. He can't poop. So I believe he has an obstruction somewhere in there. So they're gonna scope him and find out what it is and stuff. But yeah, so I mean, we do our best, what we can. I mean, UW vet school here, they help us out a lot.
That's good.
You know, I keep a freezer with medication and needles and all that, so I can medicate if I need to draw blood or anything. A buddy of mine, Dr. Winninger, I don't know if you ever heard of him. He was.
No, I haven't gotten too much into a lot of that stuff. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah, he's from Wisconsin here. I knew him when he was a student at the UW here, and he was becoming a vet. He took a job here as a vet, and me and him have been friends for years. Back in the day when you were selling a snake or something, you put it in the newspaper.
Yep.
I mean, that's how far back we go.
The mailing list.
Yeah. So then, the mailing list. So that's so he taught me a lot. He taught me how to draw blood and best ways to get the shots and all that. So I'm able to draw blood from snakes and stuff like that. And then, now he took a job at the zoo out west in California. So, but he helped me out and taught me a lot. And he introduced me to several doctors over here at the UW.
That's awesome.
So they help us out and work with us. So
it's really cool. Do you have like a nice solid like adoption process, like the form or anything else?
Yep. Come in. We require, if you're getting something like this, iguanas, all these big animals, you have to show us. You have to show us your enclosure with you standing next to it, and show us your lighting and everything that you have. Or we won't adopt it out to you. So that's a requirement. And then we have forms that you fill out with your name, address, and all that stuff. But yeah, we require that with the big stuff.
It was really cool to see some really fun and interesting species like this albino Chinese king rat snake. Well, I know we just talked about him in a previous video about high-strung and keep you on your toes snakes, but this was a really cool species and not really striking at all, very squirmy, but he wasn't the only animal that we got to see that was really cool and interesting. So, we have one too, but it was really cool to see such a large, fully grown adult cane toad. They had a legless lizard that we talked a little bit about before, which I may or may not have decided to bring home, by the way. Wink, wink, for future updates and videos about him. I just think they're really cool animals and stuff too. But not only that, in the back, he also has some of his own animals that he uses to keep his pets, store ambassadors, as well as his own breeders, including both northern and southern white-lipped pythons, which are just such really cool and amazing, beautiful snakes. Like, the iridescence on them is crazy, and they're in these huge, large cages, and because, as he talked about before, he works with the animals all the time, and he's interacting with them constantly, even an animal such as a white-lipped python are still fairly handleable, as you can see right here. And he has some amazing pituophis, some gophers and bull snakes. You knew I was going to talk about these, right? Well, he has, this is right here, one of my favorite bull snakes as I stumble over my words. He has some of my favorite bull snakes. He has Hypo Stillwater mixed with Kingsville Reds. I love these snakes. These guys are cool. Right there, that is a Kingsville Red. And you can see, like, pits, they're always ready to rear in and go. So there's a little Hypo Stillwater. There's arguments about whether or not it's a pure hypo or not, but I just absolutely love these guys. Here is a full-grown adult Sonoran gopher snake. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't talked about them in a little while, but we have a couple of these guys that we're rearing up and ready to grow up to, and I can't wait till they get this big. This is going to be really cool. And he only has a couple ball pythons, but here is the granddaddy of the grandmama of them all. This really cool banana paradox right here. This isn't actually the grandma of them all, but this is just a really cool animal. He loves his paradoxes, and he has a couple of them too, which is really cool. Bringing up another one right here. It's really interesting to see. That's mostly what he works with, is just the pieds and the albinos, and they have really cool, amazing paradoxing. I really wish that someone could prove it out genetic, but he said that he threw a couple of them out there, and they always produce one here and now again. Maybe they will end up proving out genetic. He's doing some really, really cool stuff. He's messing with the paradoxing and the ball pythons. He actually managed to produce some Savannah monitors, for goodness sake. But I just want to say that it was really great to check out Reptile Rapture. If anyone is in the Madison, Wisconsin area or anywhere in the Midwest, I highly recommend a little trip out there. Absolutely beautiful place to just take a nice little day trip out, see some amazing people, see some amazing animals. And again, thank you so much, Reptile Rapture, for the very last minute tour. It was really great to see you. And again, I am sorry about the sighting. Yee.